JT, congratulations. Just want to ask you about your last week, obviously welcoming your new son. Can you just walk us through what last week was like for you and your family?
Yeah, there was a lot going on for sure. You know, it's kind of hard to sit back and take it all in. I'm sure I'll do that when I get to Vancouver. But obviously, going into the week, we had an induction day on Wednesday with my wife, and over the weekend prior to that, I had spoken really for the first time with the Canucks people in a while, and knew that maybe something was going to go on. So kind of respectfully said, give me the end of the week here to spend time with my family and be there for Owen. And his birth went great. Natalie and him are doing awesome, and the girls love having him at home here. So it's been a pretty awesome week. And then obviously to get home from the hospital and get settled down and find out that we were pretty close on an extension. A pretty exciting weekend overall. I feel really lucky and just glad the family's healthy, and it's really all you can ask for.
Considering how this summer had gone in terms of talks, what does it mean to you to have the deal settled prior to you departing your summer home and getting here for training camp?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think it's, if anybody in the same situation would think that that's important, it's probably important on both ends. I think that's, it's something I could just kind of, I know there's a lot of talks of me, potentially shutting off talks when I got there, but, nothing was finalized from that standpoint. But, I think it might free me up to play, even a more consistent level of hockey, and to know that, there's a commitment there. So I'm really excited to be obviously spending this chapter of my life and my hockey career in Vancouver, and to get it out of the way before camp, just so I can focus and be clear-minded and have a clear head is it's exciting.
Brendan Batchelor, Sportsnet 650.
Hey, JT, congratulations on the contract. Just your thoughts on the hockey club here and the group of players that you're going to head into the season with. Obviously, there's a few new additions that the management group has made over the summer. What do you think about the group that you have, and what do you think you guys might be able to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of great ads, especially in the forward group. I still think we still have a ton of confidence from last year. We talked a lot last year about knowing we have a good team in that locker room. It's just going to get better with time. And, I think the time maybe is coming a little faster now. I think that, our depth up front, especially with the additions of Mikheyev and Curtis, I think it's, we have, 9 to 10 guys that can literally play wherever in the lineup. And that's, it's awesome. And 4 really solid lines. And obviously our D-core last year, we defended really well with our group. So a lot of reasons to be excited. I certainly have a high expectation for our group this year, and I'm sure everybody else does as well. And just really to continue off of how we played, when Bruce got there last year.
Yeah, and having Bruce back for another season, does that add to what you talk about in terms of building off the momentum of last year, and how important will all of that be to having a good start to the season?
Yeah, we're all excited that Bruce is back. Obviously it was a great fit from the day he got there, and I know he's excited to be back as well. I think we learned a lot about start to seasons and how important they are. And we all know the track record of teams that are, out of it by a certain point there. It's hard to climb back in. And, we were a prime example of that. So, we need to be ready from, time training camp starts and carry that momentum into, through preseason into game one, and enjoy doing it. It's going to be fun when we're winning games. I think we realized that last year, and, it's going to be a fun time for everybody if we play well.
Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
Hi, JT. Congratulations to you and your family on Owen. That's fantastic. Brian Bartlett said that you left money on the table, which, if you look at 56 million, it seems there's a lot of money on the table. But did you feel like you pushed for every last dollar? And if you didn't, why didn't you?
Oh, it's a lot of money, and I feel very fortunate to be in the spot I'm in. Honestly, no, I probably didn't scratch, but at the same time, we thought that we were going for an offer that was fair on my end. And the trumping factor is that I want to be in Vancouver, and I love this group of guys, and I want to win in Vancouver. And I still believe that we have the team that could do it there. And, every single year that, our group's there, we're just going to get better and better. And I think that was, from a money standpoint, it's really not my job to evaluate, if I left money on the table here and there, but, I'm happy as all get out with the deal, and I'm just glad it's done. And, like I said on the first question, I think I could just be a little more clear-headed and moving forward. And, I'm excited it's in Vancouver.
And I think a lot of progress was made on the deal in a short time towards the end. Was any part of you surprised that it came to this conclusion? Because at times it looked pretty bleak as far as finding a solution, but with the salary cap.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. At that point, I really wasn't focused on whether an extension or whatever was going to happen. I was, my wife was 39, 38 weeks pregnant. I was worried about taking care of her and the kids and, getting her to the hospital and whenever the baby was going to come. So I wasn't very distracted with the contract stuff. It's funny how timing works, that it happens pretty quickly around the same week as the birth of your first son. So it was an amazing week, no doubt.
Patrick Johnston, Post Media.
JT, you're in such a unique spot in a career. You get to pick where you live. You've talked so much about your family. Picking Vancouver is a choice. It's every city would have been a choice, but it's a different place. It's a different country. What can you tell us about picking Vancouver as a place that you want to be and you and your family want to be in the years to come?
Well, I think first and foremost, the opportunity I've been given here since I've been here, and how welcoming the organization and the players and the coaches have been, and the management for me and my family. We have good relationships with a lot of the players and wives, and I still think we have a good hockey team. I know we missed the playoffs, and if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, I thought we played a really good season to a certain point last year. Can we be better? No doubt, but the potential we have, and I think we're going to hit the ground running and surprise a lot of people this year. And at the end of the day, it's a business and it's work. And, I want to be where we're going to have a good hockey team, and we have a lot of good things to be excited about in Vancouver. And, I'm a family guy and I like to spend time at home, but it doesn't really matter how far away that is at this point. I just want to win, and I want to be at a place where we feel comfortable and we have good relationships, and we kind of have all three of those there.
And then just as a leader, you talked a little bit last year about learning about yourself, about sort of, I think you said, the power of your own voice and how that can cut both ways, and realizing that, I took that to mean you realizing how you have to be impactful in what you say. You can be passionate, but it has to have a purpose. I'm wondering how you kind of came to that realization. Was that you just getting older? Was that you having a family? Was that, what was that?
Probably just getting older and your role changing. At some point you mature to a certain level, and I think that hopefully keeps getting better and better as the older I get. But obviously the role I have in Vancouver and the position I'm in, I think that like I always say, you can the best voice carries by your play, and if you play well, it's the best way to lead. So try to worry about that, but I think at the same time, like we always talk about, I'm a talkative guy, and I enjoy that part of sports, and something I'm trying to get better at every year.
Farhan Lalji, TSN.
Congratulations again, JT. I want to ask you about just Bruce's comments that you are the number one center. He's repeatedly said that. Do you feel that way? And if so, what does that mean to you?
That's a tricky question to answer, I guess, without saying anything stupid. I don't know. It's the role my coach puts me in. I try to worry about myself, and wherever I'm slotted into the lineup, it doesn't matter. I think that as I've been there, with Travis, I played, second and third line, and I don't think it really matters. I think I can find a way to chip in on any line. But I guess your question, it means a lot that he's saying that. I think Bruce and I have a good relationship so far. He's definitely challenging me on a nightly basis, and I want it. I embrace that, and whether it's first line center or third line wing, it doesn't matter. I just want our team to be good, and I want a big opportunity and a big role like everybody else. But I just worry about myself, and if I play well, I think those opportunities will come.